Hello friends, my name is Shelby and welcome to my YouTube channel. For today's project, we're going to be taking this canteen drink holder from Dollar Tree and we're going to be turning it into a witch. So to start, since this is plastic, I'm going to give it a good sanding and that'll just help the paint stick better. And then once you get it sanded, you're going to just take a paper towel, wipe that off. Then we're going to go in with one coat of ink by Waverly. I always like to do a base coat either with chalk paint or spray paint because it just helps your other paint stick better. And I know you guys are probably wondering, why did I paint the hat black when it was already black to begin with? Well, that is because it was too shiny for me and I wanted to dull it down because we are going to grunge up the hat towards the end of this video. And make sure when you're painting to not forget to do the bottom because I am really bad about that. And I do actually go back and paint the bottom. Once you get that coat painted on, you're going to dry it. And then next you're going to take some painter's tape, put around the brim of the hat. So we can go in with new Shamrock acrylic paint by Apple Barrel that you can get at Walmart. And we're going to paint the bottom half of our cup with that color, because this is going to be our witch's face. And that's what it looks like with just one coat, so we definitely are going to have to go in with a second coat. As you can see, that's what I'm doing here now. And then once you get that completely painted, you're going to dry it. Then we're going to go in with that same green, and we're going to take one of these half wood beads that I got off of Amazon. And this is one of the smaller sizes, and we're going to paint it with that same green because this is going to be the wart that we're going to add to our witch's face. Because every witch has a wart, right? And again, you could see there that I painted the bottom, so I actually did remember this time. Okay, once you get that dried, you're going to set the cup to the side and you're going to go in with two more half wood beads. These are a little bit bigger than the one we did for the wart. And you're going to paint them with two coats of Snow White by Waverly, because this is going to be the witch's eyes. Now I say if you guys are good at freehanding and you want to draw the face on or paint the face on, go for it. But I am not good at freehanding. I can't even draw stick people, so. And then for the nose, I got really creative with this. And I just found this little snowman ornament from Dollar Tree and just popped the nose off. And that's going to be our witch's nose. So again, with that new Shamrock color by Apple Barrel, I painted it with two coats. But with this part, guys, get super creative. You know, you can use a toilet paper roll. You can use brown craft paper crumbled up, clay. You know, just have fun with it. And then I just went in with a Sharpie marker and drew the little pupils inside the eyes. But again, guys, y'all get creative with the face. You know, if you have a vinyl machine, do a vinyl face. Just whatever you got on hand, guys. Okay, and once all that is done and painted, now we're going to take the painter's tape off of our hat. I just didn't want any of the green paint to get on the hat. But you could also just take the hat, aka the lid, off and just paint them separately, but I didn't think to do that beforehand, so either way works. And now we're going to take our glue gun and we're going to glue all of our little pieces on for her face. I would probably recommend, just for a permanent hold, to do like super glue or E6000, but I was just kind of going for the quick set, so I just did my hot glue gun. And as y'all can see, I was kind of struggling trying to hold that down and then put all the little face pieces on. I eventually figure it out. Plus, I'm very OCD about things, and if it's not straight or, you know, basically perfect, it drives me crazy. So we got our eyes glued on. Now we're going to go in with the nose. I actually thought it was really neat using that snowman nose. I thought it was perfect because I feel like all witches usually have like that crinkled, long-looking nose. And as you can see, again, my OCD was driving me crazy, and I was like, this is not perfectly aligned. We got to redo it. Anybody else deal with OCD? I'm not bad with it about everything, but there are some things that if I don't fix it, it will drive me crazy until I fix it. And now we're going to go in with the last piece, which is our wart. I had a lot of fun making this one. And I wanted to ask you guys, since it's almost Halloween, do you guys go trick-or-treating? And if so, are you dressing up? What is your costume going to be this year? Make sure to comment below and let me know. And then just for a little more character on this, I decided to use some jewelry wire and cut 2 small little pieces and make that look like hair coming out of the wart. But again, guys, there's so many fun ideas with the way you can do this, so just play around with it, have fun. And again, this little canteen drink holder came from Dollar Tree. And I had also thought while I was making this that you really could actually turn this into Santa Claus too. So next time y'all go into Dollar Tree, grab a couple of them. That way you can make a witch for Halloween, and then you can turn around and make Santa Claus for Christmas. See, I thought that was perfect. I thought it was cute. And then for the hair, I decided to use some moss that I got from Walmart. And as you can see there, I didn't really have much moss left because I would have liked to have added more just to make her hair look longer. But I was literally down to the bare minimum. So you're just taking that moss and some hot glue and just going all around under the brim of the hat. So we're getting it done. Okay, and there's what it looks like done. And again, guys, I'll keep saying this, get creative. Use whatever you got on hand for her hair. So this is the part I was telling y'all that I wanted to grunge up the hat, which is why I did not want it to have that shiny look. So we're just taking Truffle by Waverly and then mixing in some cinnamon, just regular cinnamon seasoning that you get from Walmart. You can also get it at Dollar Tree. Most of the time when I do the cinnamon method, I usually do cinnamon and Mod Podge, but I didn't feel like dealing with the Mod Podge today, so I mixed it in with the paint. I've seen other crafters do that, and it works just as well. And then I just took my little sponge brush and just kind of like dabbed it on in random places because I didn't want to completely cover the hat. And here you can see I'll go in with a little more of the paint cinnamon mixture, and then I end up adding more cinnamon. But this part is completely optional. I just like the grungy old look, and I love using cinnamon. Because not only does it give you that grungy look, it also makes your project smell really, really good. But if you guys are enjoying this video and this project, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment or two. I would greatly appreciate it. So here I am going in with some more cinnamon and adding it to the spots where I added the paint cinnamon mixture. Also comment, let me know if you guys like to make Halloween crafts. I don't usually make a whole lot, but I like to make at least 1 or 2 every year. I'm more of a fall person and not so much Halloween. I do like Halloween, and I love to take my son trick-or-treating, and he already knows that all the Reese's are mine. Y'all comment, let me know what your favorite candy or chocolate is. So this is the straw that came with the cup, and I decided to turn it into a broom because every witch needs a broom, right? So all I did is just take some raffia. This is like a gold color raffia that I got from Hobby Lobby either last year or the year before. And we're just taking pieces, folding them in half, and then putting the part that was folded partially up. We're gluing it on the stick or the straw. And I decided not to paint the stick part of the broom. I liked the black and white. And so you want to go all the way around once, and then just to make the broom look a little more full, I went around a second time. Again, folding the pieces in half and then gluing them on. But I love being able to use every part of a project. So not only are we using the cup, we're also using the straw. Because all my crafters know we don't like to waste. And then I'm just taking a longer piece of raffia and we're just wrapping it around, like close to the top. Because this makes it look more like a broom. And then once we get that glued on, then we're going to trim up the bottom, because obviously those pieces are just too long. And I got to thinking after I finished this project, I should have grunged up the broom too to match the witch's hat. Okay, so there we go. Easy peasy. There's our broom. And then I just stuck it back in the little opening that was already in the cup. Or you can just have it sitting out beside her. But let me know what you guys think of this project. I think it turned out too stinking cute. Thanks for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video.